Commissioner Reynolds. Can you talk? Can you hear us?
She's on, but I don't know if she can hear us or not.
All right. Commissioner Bellows.
Here. Present.
Chair Petrie is here.
That's how we can do it.
Ronnie, who are we missing?
Annie Polson.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're here.
And then we have an open seat, right?
And then we have an open seat. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I have Commissioner Paulson, Chair Petrie, Commissioner Bellows, Commissioner Manelas, Commissioner Walters, and Commissioner Reynolds seem to be having some audio trouble.
Hey, Mike, hold on just for a moment. I have another one that just signed in on the phone. Hold on. Who is 8098? Somebody that just called in with a phone number, last four, 8098. Who is that?
It might be me.
Oh,
It's Billy.
All right, so Billy is on the phone right now.
All right. Commissioner Reynolds, good to have you.
Good to be
Commissioner
here.
Walters, if you can hear me, you can always dial in. There's a phone number that goes with every meeting, and you can call in with your phone, and then you can
Hold
watch.
on, Mike. I think he accidentally muted himself.
Okay,
There he goes.
There he goes.
how about that?
All right. All right, there we go. All right, Mike, we're good to go now.
All right. Sounds like we have audio back from everybody. Welcome back.
Okay, good. So we have a quorum. So let's see. So we're meeting this morning to consider a sign permit request at 15405 Southwest 116th Avenue, King City Dental. So I think we'll start with the staff report. Keith, do you have a report for us?
Yes, I do. Okay, so this building is located on 116th. It's in the vicinity of the Arco gas station and the car wash, which are just immediately across the street, and it's just immediately north of King City Plaza. In my memorandum, you can see a street view photo of the building and the corner where they're proposing to change the sign. So you can see two signs there on the second floor that are on the corner. Those are going to be replaced with the signs that are proposed that I show on page 2 of my memo. We have a couple, I don't know, Ronnie, if you can scroll up there. There you go. Great. So both these signs would be identical. They'd be placed as you see there on the corner. These would meet the size requirements for this type of sign in the LC zone for commercial use. I do note that there's some wording in the sign code that's a little bit muddy because it implies in one place that you can only have signs on two sides of a building, but then it goes on to say that you should have signs in locations that coincide with where the tenants are. Well, this building has 3 sides that have signs. We also have a number of other commercial buildings that have 3 signs, or excuse me, wall signs on 3 sides of the building to coincide with where the tenants are. So we have a little bit of a language issue there. The way it's been clearly interpreted by the city over the years, though, is that you can have a sign on any frontage where there's a business. So at least based on that, based on what apparently the city's interpretation has been over the years, I'm recommending approval because this appears to meet certainly is well within the size limitations for signs of this type. So I think that's really about it.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So let's go ahead and open this up for discussion. Do any of the commission members have anything they would like to bring up concerning this request?
What will the sign look like? Do we have that picture?
It's on page 2 of the memo.
Is it that?
So
Okay.
it's really just going to be a flush mounted, non-illuminated sign.
They need a new designer.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a low budget sign.
But we are in a time of hardship, and economics are something to factor in.
That's right.
That's a good
That's
point.
absolutely right. Just like
this
my
is-
dental office, they're having a tough time just getting enough PPE. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Really?
they've got other things to worry about right now.
Yeah.
This
mean-
building has so many very different offices. I know when I've wanted to go in, it sometimes is difficult to figure out where it is you're supposed to go. I think these signs will be helpful
I do
to
too.
the clients, and I
Yes.
don't think they're obtrusive. I
Mhm.
like them.
I think it's fine. I think it's not, the most aesthetically pleasing, but I think it's very clear and helps people discern.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Right, yeah, very straightforward and as you say, clear, catches your attention. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Okay. So I don't hear any more discussion. I think, is there a motion to approve this permit request?
Oh,
Public
one point
comment.
of order, you might want to just see if that one person who came on wants to speak at all. to
Oh,
this
I'm sorry.
application.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ronnie, do you
Billy.
want to speak?
Wasn't it Billy?
Hold on, I'm
And didn't
unmuting
Billy speak?
everybody. Hold
Or
on.
Kate?
All right. If anybody has any public comments on the sign, now is the time.
No, I have none.
Public comments going once.
Can we give them like suggestions on what the sign looks like? Or is that allowed? Or is it either we do it or we don't?
No,
Yeah, either you do it or you don't.
right.
Going twice. Any guests would like to do a public comment? You all are unmuted right now.
I'm good.
All right. Chair Petrie, no public comments at this moment. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for asking that, Ronnie. So I guess we'll go back to discussion is over. No one has any more comments they'd like to make concerning this request. So do I hear a motion to allow this permit to go forward?
I'll make that
I so
motion.
move.
Okay.
I'll second
I will
it then.
second.
I'll third it.
So,
All right, for clarification, city recorder is asking
Billy?
Billy
Re-
motioned and then Annie seconded.
right, that's what I heard as well. Okay, so let's go to a vote. So let's have a roll call vote. Mike?
I have to unmute. All right. Commissioner Manelis,
Yes.
Commissioner Walters,
Yes.
Commissioner Reynolds,
Yes,
Commissioner Bellows,
Yes.
Commissioner Paulson,
Yes.
and Chair Petrie.
Yes.
All right, unanimous vote.
Okay, so that is approved. So the next item on our on the agenda, 4.2, discuss sign code modifications. I'm not sure who that was going to be.
That would be me.
That would be Keith. Okay.
That would be me. So a couple things about signs. First of all, we're at the staff level, we're thinking about changing the provision where every sign permit needs to technically go before the Planning Commission.
Yeah.
As much fun as these meetings are, I'm certainly glad I'm not driving to King City for a 10-minute hearing, but
Yeah.
we would, so we have some draft provisions for accessory dwelling units that we've talked about before, and I've given another draft to Mike as of yesterday and for Mike and the city attorney to look over. But presumably we'll have something on accessory dwelling units before you on your next meeting, I would think. That's up to Mike as far as how he wants to schedule that. And I proposed to the staff, well, even though it's not related, how about if we do an amendment to at least this one provision of the sign code that says that everything needs to go to the Planning Commission. So what I think we'll propose to do is say that if you meet the sign code, it's an administrative review through the city manager, just like getting a building permit or something else. And that's the end of that. But if you need a variance to any of the sign requirements, that would still go through the Planning Commission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then in addition to that, our sign code is really old. I don't even know when it was drafted. That I think it probably originates from the 70s or 80s. And it has a lot of different problems, both with just some of its unnecessary complexity. And then one thing in particular that we have in our sign code that you're not supposed to do is we have a lot of the regulations are based on the content of the sign.
Ah,
And those have been struck down in courts time and time again that you cannot regulate signs based on what they say. So for example, if you have what you call an off-premises sign, the only reason you can tell it's an off-premises sign is by what it says. Does it relate to what's going on this property, or is it advertising something somewhere else? And the courts have said you can't do that type of thing. Another would be distinguishing between saying a real estate sign is okay, but another kind of placard sign isn't okay. If they're the same size in the lawn, well, what's the difference? So we'll have a lot of refinement to do, but that's a complete overhaul, and I have no idea when we're going to do that, but we thought we could at least fix this one provision to not require Planning Commission for simple sign code review. So I think that's all I have. I don't know, Mike, if you have anything else you want to add.
Yeah. No, I think Keith pretty much covered it. It's kind of like these are pretty straightforward administrative style decisions, and yet we have to hold a planning commission anytime someone wants to do a small sign adjustment. So we figure some of these can probably be done just administratively without the whole gathering. So
Okay,
leave the gatherings for more important items. Move on.
yeah. Makes sense.
So I think what our plan is to present this with a series of code amendments, including the ADU stuff, and just wrap it all in at the same time.
Okay.
So I think what we're going to try to do, like he said, is he sent over that ADU draft ordinance yesterday. I'll be kind of reviewing that today, tomorrow, and trying to get that back to him this week or by the end of this week, and go from there. But in other news, let's see, we have the evaluations for the master plan RFP coming up on Thursday, the final evaluations on that. We have a group get together on that, probably just going to take us half an hour to an hour. And by the end of that, hopefully we'll have ourselves a primary candidate, and we'll present that to the council for award. The TSP is still moving forward. We're working on public announcements, how we work with in the wake of this COVID-19 stuff, getting all of our information out. So that's about where we're at with that. I expect we're going to have a series of planning commission meetings coming up here in the very near future to kind of go through some of those things.
Okay.
Mike, can we get confirmation whether we'll have a planning commission meeting on June 24th? Do you think that's a yes, or is it too soon to say?
Probably not June 24th. I don't see anything that I can get on there right now because of the notice requirements for the ADU stuff. So we would have to probably look for July to get the ADU on for July.
I
Appreciate that.
All right.
And then, Mike, can you give us an update on whatever happened with, I believe it's called Ponderosa Pines, and the appeal that fell apart?
Yeah, so they're moving forward. Last I heard, I think they have a, and Keith could correct me if I'm wrong, but they're working on now their red line version of the plan, right? Like they submitted their deposit, and there were a couple of things on the red lines that they're working on. I believe we've gotten back to them now, and it's basically in their court to move forward. They were working on a street name last email that I saw from them. So essentially they're moving forward as far as I know, and it's probably just a matter of time until they get out there and start with groundwork and stuff.
Great.
Yeah, in addition, they're trying to work out some additional few details with the Bruces who own the property to the north. But
Right.
yeah, they're moving along on that. So if it goes
That was
according to
the
their
old
plan,
street
they're going to
sign.
start construction this summer.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions, concerns?
The property at the 131st and Fisher, the grass is starting to get pretty long.
Mhm.
And it could start dry. It's going to start drying out and get maybe fire hazard. Do we have? Can the city ask them to field mow it?
Yeah, we can hit them with a nuisance. Whether they'll actually act on it is another item. And then the other thing is that our understanding is the group is basically out of money. So if we go in and spend money mowing it or cleaning it up, the
Right.
chance of us actually recouping that
Hmm.
time, energy, and money is probably minimal.
Yeah.
So
I think
as of last week, the Public Works Department has sent out the first letter warning him to take care of his property. After that, it goes to the next level. That's kind of the paper trail.
Arduous.
So
That's
I've,
the
I've
way to do it.
Trim the blackberries back because they were coming into the road, and then I noticed they were back some. So that was.
And then-
I've emailed him before for permission to use his gate, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just mow the lawn for you." So it didn't seem like a big deal in the past. Maybe an
Yeah.
email would be helpful.
Well, I think we called him not too long ago, Ronnie. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because we had a report that there were people living in there. And so the
Yeah.
police went down and checked it out, and I think they called him on that. Usually he's semi-responsive, just
Yeah. Someone just posted on next door that, oh, it looks like people are living here. And yeah.
yeah, it's not good. It's a shame. I don't know what happened with them financially or, where they went astray, but, 1 minute they were gung-ho to get going, and the next minute we never heard from them again.
Mhm.
We'd even started conversations about their final plat. They were even starting on that, and then they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everything that I've tried to reach out to their consultants and everything else, and no one's on anymore. Like the engineers are off the project, the planners off the project, just sitting out there in the void. It's unfortunate. Anyways, here we are. So, any other questions, concerns for the quarter group? You want to go through commissioner reports, Chair Petrie?
Okay, do any of the commissioners have a report?
I
Not
have
seeing. It looks like a no all the way down the line. Okay. Well, guys, unless there's something else going on, I think we can move to adjourn. So,
Petrie?
yes.
Hey, I just want to report that we had a 70% turnout in our area in the last election. And that's really good for a May turnout. It's not planning commission stuff, but 70% is good.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes, pretty good.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
there is somebody on here that I would like to introduce to you guys. She is a very community oriented, and she is putting her application in for the planning commission vacancy. Since Shauna has moved on to bigger and better things, I guess you can say, since she's in city council now. So I'm gonna unmute Kate. Kate, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kate Moore, and I've been living in King City for about 10 years. And have 3 kids, and now I'm ready to start becoming more involved in my community. So I have applied for a pending opening on the Planning Commission, and I'm hoping that when that comes around, I'll be considered.
Nice.
Thanks, Kate. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, Kate.
Yeah,
You too. Face to face.
All right. So Kate, I'm going to put you back on mute. All right, Lori Peachy, you can continue now. Sorry.
Hey, guys. So anything else?
I just have one comment, and that is that this next meeting that we have, whenever it's scheduled, I'll be a heck of a lot more competent on getting on Zoom and being prepared for the meeting. Sorry that I've made everybody wait a few minutes today.
First time's always a challenge, John.
John, I'll tell you that I'm meeting with people who are doing it every day, and I had a pre-application meeting with Clackamas County, and they've been doing it all the time. We had all sorts of screwing around. We lost 15 minutes trying to get everything to start. They've been doing them for a couple months now, so don't feel bad.
Yep.
It's
Always.
really easy to mess these things up, man. And we've had our fair share of challenges, even here trying to do them. We had a interview process where I got kicked out as the host and I couldn't come back in. It was like ridiculous. So we've had our challenges along the way. We've had problems where like you get the background screen going and it blocks out your view so you can't see them. Got camera issues, audio issues, all sorts. So don't worry about it. It happens.
Thank you.
We're all muddling through as best we can. So.
Exactly. All right,
Okay,
all. Well,
guys.
thank you very much. I think Chair Petrie, did you have a motion and a second there?
Yeah, I was just looking for a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, Mark, a second.
I'll second it.
Carol seconds. Okay, I don't know if we need a roll call, but I will just, let's just say, all those in favor, just say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I hear no opposition, so motion passes. We are now adjourned.
All right, guys.